pressed with Beijing over its defense of Taiwan's sovereignty. Its candidate, William Lai, has been labeled a troublemaker by China, who warned people against voting for him. On the other side is the main opposition, Kuomintang of KMT, which is promising better ties with Beijing and peace in the Taiwan Strait. A third party is on the ballot, but opinion polls which ended 2 weeks ago showed a tight race between the DPP and KMT. Taiwanese voters, however, are more concerned about the economy than they are about China. And over to sports news, the Minister of Sports Development, John Enner, has expressed his appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for the recent approval of a substantial 12 billion naira disbursement to address the long-standing outstanding backlog owed to Nigeria's national teams, as well as boost the mood of the Super Eagles ahead of the African Cup of Nations kicking off today. The payment encompasses the settlement of senior national team coaches, salaries spanning 15 months, as well as the disbursement of bonuses owed to both senior and junior national teams, male and female. This significant financial injection is particularly timely as it arrived just when the preparation of the Super Eagles for the AFCON Top Gear. Eno assured President Tinubu that the team will do everything within its powers to make the nation proud at the continental showpiece. Nigeria takes an Equatorial Guinea on Sunday in its first game of the AFCON before tackling Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea-Bissau in Abidjan. And now to weather report. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted moderate dust haze with a horizontal visibility range of 2 to 5 kilometers over the northern region and the north-central states. NIMET has also indicated prospect of localized thunderstorms over parts of Delta, Lagos, Cross River, Bayelsa and Rivers State in the afternoon and evening periods. The agency also stressed the need to keep up to date with local weather advisories and alerts, particularly for those living in areas facing dust haze and thunderstorm warnings. NIMET also advised resident and airline operators to be proactive and cautious when traveling or participating in outdoor activities. And that was our news at 12. But just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms, X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed 4,000 flats for the staff of Lagos State University, LASU? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has enjoined Nigerians to always support and appreciate the families of the nation's fallen heroes. President Bola Tinubu has appointed a governing council of the Midstream and Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund to be domiciled in the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. We also told you that around 19.5 million Taiwanese are voting to elect a new president and legislature in an election which will determine the territory's future ties with China. And then in sports, the Minister of Sports Development, John Enner, has expressed his appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for the recent approval of a substantial 12 billion naira disbursement to address the long-standing outstanding backlog owed to Nigeria's national teams, as well as boost the mood of the Super Eagles ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations kicking off today. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Kayode Mafolashiri. Thank you for listening, Lagos. My name is Mike James. Over to Dari Johnson for Sports Strip coming up next.
Don't you think it is better to get the updates fast and undiluted from trusted source that's superior from just any other station? Get the authentic traffic report from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward. Have you ever been stuck in traffic for 3 hours? Would you like to navigate through the rush hour with ease? Let us get you to your destination with the latest traffic update, well spiced up with some great music. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Traffic news round the clock. Without the roads, there will be vehicles. Without the roads, there will be the streetlights. Without the roads, there will be the need for traffic lights. Without the roads, there won't be any need for the national officials. Without you, there won't be the roads. Without you, there will be us. Therefore, observe the rules of driving. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Dr. Ladin 70s herbal mixture. Dr. Ladin, food for children and adults. Dr. Ladin, what is the medicine for that sickness? Dr. Ladin, so restore your health to be at the 70s to power. Mama Jerry, this means is when they do Jerry don't they now? I sure say you give am the 70s herbal mixture. Why I tell you? Neighbor, I buy am o. But they no write am Dr. Ladin on your body. Na doctor. Abeg, make I hear what? I know say you get many doctor this, doctor that for inside market now. Make I pass, Zare.
If no be Dr. Ladin, e no be 7 keys. Shine your eyes o. Many fake products don full market. They answer different names for cases like measles, chickenpox, cold, and fever. Abeg, no play with your life. Make sure say the writer Dr. Ladin 7 keys herbal mixture for body. Na FAEK and Source Limited the producer. And na for adult and children. NAFDAC don approve am. If symptom persist after 3 days, go see your doctor. Dr. Ladin 7 keys herbal mixture. You will no get rival.
The box, first, stories and cartels. Won't stop the flow on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.
The 34th Africa Cup of Nations tournament starts today. That's right. A lot of preparations, a lot of talks, lots of hype. That's right. Lots of expectations, particularly for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And the tournament is here. And in a few hours, maybe before the end of today, the tournament would have kicked off in earnest. That's right. And we right here on Sports Trip, we have you covered with everything happening in Cote d'Ivoire, telling you the actions, the preparations, the on and off the pitch news coverage, the states of the team, the dressing room situation, the players' welfare, the coach or the coach's statement. Yes, I'm talking about the coaches in general now, and of course the organizers. Everything that has to do with the Africa Cup of Nations, we have you covered right here on Sports Trip on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Welcome to the show Sport Trip. Once again, my name is Dare Johnson. It's good to be here. And as I said, a lot to really talk about for AFCON. It's not just AFCON. There's still the English Premier League. And I understand that the Nigeria Premier Football League is continuing, not stopping. And we know we are also looking forward to the start of the first Grand Slam of the year, talking about major tennis tournament, and that is the Australian Open. But I'm not alone in the studio. As much as I'm excited, I believe this person is more excited than I am. Jimmy Dayogun is here. Jimmy, good morning. I mean, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's understandable when you say good morning. That's okay. We need to have one in the mornings.
Yes, I did have one.
Feels great to be here. The biggest football festival in Africa. Arguably the biggest sporting event in Africa. I'm starting today in Cote d'Ivoire. 24 countries, one trophy. Around the other game, I'm looking forward to first the opening ceremony. I want to see what the likes of Yemi Alade will bring to the party. Yemi Alade, because she is Yemi Alade, and I saw her yesterday in Abidjan on the venue of the opening ceremony, doing a mic check and all of that. Amos reminds me of so many things. And then the injury crisis is not just in Nigeria. Cote d'Ivoire. Sebastian Haller will be out of today's game. The Borussia Dortmund striker, and the Senegalese as well have about 2 players back home already. Nigeria have 3. The Ghanaians will not be having Thomas Partey. 1 or 2 players meeting from every team. The Gambians or the Zambians having their own crisis as well. At some point, they to turn back because of the weather situation and all of that. It's a tournament that promises a whole lot, and I'm sure we'll live up to the billing.
Of course, living up to the billing, we'll just start with what's happening on the home front in Nigeria Premier Football League just last weekend. I actually thought it's not like that's how it's supposed to be. I thought that for the period of the AFCON, just to encourage the home-based players that are not going to the AFCON, and to also have a straightforward focus, just to streamline our focus, that we would have a break for Nigeria Premier Football League. But as it is, no break.
I know the general transfer.
And I know that. Sorry, and I know that for some of our administrators, you would say you probably be seeing some of them as delegates. Even some that are supposed to focus on the Nigeria League, they will say they are going.
Yes.
And things will now be going haywire.
As we speak, I think we are about 10 to 15. I'm already in Cote d'Ivoire. And it's to tell you, the question is, how many do you have at home to manage the situation of football affairs in the country? But then again, I don't think the MPFL board will, for now, carry themselves beyond the 4 walls of the league. Why? Because Nigeria is yet to get to the knockout phase. So just wait until we get to the knockout phase. And then you see everyone moving to Abidjan, moving to Cote d'Ivoire, just to see the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But sincerely speaking, I don't think there is anything wrong if the league should go on break. But then again, how many of our players are actually going on this assignment? The only one going is a goalkeeper. And it's difficult to see him picking up the starting shirt at the end of the day. So I don't know why they want to put the league on break because of a player that is representing.
But I'm not saying that because of the players. I'm talking about the administrators. They will not be surprised that you will have some of them as part of delegates.
And if
in Cote d'Ivoire,
if we have the league administrators flying about to go see Nigerian national team play, I think that is misplaced priority. Misplaced priority because your primary objective is here in Nigeria and you are meant to focus on the league.
Exactly.
And the league you are even expected to focus on is being rubbished by the foreign manager you have brought in.
Exactly.
Who have picked just one player out of so many you have in the league. And even when your national team is
really valid.
Injury, and when your national team is being rocked with injury, you still could not find a worthy replacement in the league. Look at Sikuru Alimi, for crying out loud. So many players, Chioma, Mbauma, Chijoke Mbauma of Inyimba as well. One the highest goal scorer last season. One would have thought that deserve a call up.
That he would go. Meanwhile, we had the late coach Stephen Keshi, God rest his soul. take players. I mean, you know the number of players who took to 2013 AFCON.
13 home-based
And
players.
some of these players played crucial roles.
I
We
was
had Sunday Mbada scored a crucial goal, I think, in the semi-final and the final.
scored in the final, scored against Cote d'Ivoire in the quarterfinal.
That gave us, the advancement in the tournaments and also gave us trophy. Okay.
And but then again, Dari, I also think that you see, like you said, I think our administrators have they've so made the leagues look so terrible in such a way that even they don't make us see big things, good things in our own anymore. And this is why a manager can come from anywhere in the world and look down on us. And look at the way the league is being managed, for crying out loud. Not until recently, where we now have to see most of these players play via maybe a streaming platform, a terrestrial TV. I mean, some of them score beautiful goals, and these goals will just go in vain because there was no proper coverage of the league. Now that we are beginning to see all of this, now that we are getting all of the eye behind the players, behind the clubs, I'm sure maybe subsequently we begin to have more numbers in the national team.
All right, hopefully we'll have numbers in the national team talking about the home-based players inclusion in the Super Eagles for major tournaments. Well, in the NPFL, before we move on from there now, we have match day 18 this weekend, and Heartland today will welcome Kwara United. Plateau United also will be playing today. We have more games today. Plateau against Eyimba.
Yeah, an interesting game. One is a former league winner that was in 2017, Plateau United, and then nine-times winner, defending champion in Eyimba. This is an interesting game. Why? Because this man is not available. Finidi George is not available, and the assistant coach has been doing the job quite well. And for now, I think that the fact that they are playing away from home will not stop Eyimba from getting a point. Why? Because Plateau United in recent games have shown that they are a very accommodating team. They allow you to express yourself. And at the same time, we've not had any issue with their fan this season. Even when they've dropped points at home, they've accepted in good faith. So it's not an hostile ground. And Eyimba knows how to thrive on home, on a familiar ground, on a friendly ground. And I think if you ask me to call it, I think this will end in a draw.
In the draw, Plateau and Eyimba. There is Enugu Rangers and Gombe United as well.
Rangers at the Cathedral looks so interesting. Why? Because I think it's their second game since the renovation of that stadium. And I think the first time they won as well, Fidelis Lechuku still in charge. I think they can do it again.
Okay, Sunshine Stars, Niger Tornadoes today. Abia Warriors and Doma United also play today.
Doma United can't afford to drop any points. Why? Because they are still in that submit of the table. And I think although their unbeaten run has come to an end, although how do I put it as well, their winning streak has come to an end, and by their consistent ability to pull the chestnut out of the fire, I've seen them maintain that 1-0 win, 2-1 win, which is also good enough to get them something in this game. But away from home, maybe with their interesting goalkeeper, who I'm trying to recall his name now, Osas, I think they can get something out of it.
All right, you have 5 games coming up today, Saturday, and then no game tomorrow until Monday. You have another 5 games coming up on Monday at 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Same game, same time today as well. The 5 games coming up today will be played at 4 p.m. So I'm guessing because Nigeria are playing tomorrow, so there's no MPFL match because of distractions for fans.
So it then is reasonable rather than suspend the league days when Nigeria is playing and you can afford to shift the games. We saw a game 2 days ago as well. A postponed game, I think, between Plateau United and Rivers United, which Rivers United won. So it's reasonable, it's understandable. What is not reasonable is having the league management board shifting their focus from the league, their primary assignments, to go and clap for you, CP7.
I guess we're moving from there now to a little bit of other sports. Before we go straight to other sports, let's talk traffic update. We have a few of them lined up here. Traffic update from mile 12 from Odogun Ajinle Thomas Irawo Way Bridge, Owode Oniri, Owode mile 12 to Ajelogo in and out. Then mile 12 to Kosofe is good to go. While from Kosofe, Mile 12, Owode Lady, Owode Onirin, Weybridge, Irawo, Thomas Ajegunle Todogun is also good to go there. Then there is one from Bariga Yanoworo. Movement from road finally closed at Ifako, and was Yanoworo, and road closed at Bagada, and was Yanoworo for now. Okay, maybe because of the road rehabilitation. Okay, moving from that WhatsApp traffic updates to the big screen. Yes, the live camera update. A live camera update. The Allen junction, that traffic light intersection, roads free there, except for the delay in front of the light. So if the light is not on green, you know you can't move. That means you have to wait just for a few seconds. And then there's one, the Obafemi Awolowo Way by Testing Ground bus stop, also free moving traffic, apart from the traffic light alternation that you really need to wait for. So I'm looking at the Yanoworo bus stop, Axel, and I'm seeing the blockage. Yes, it's because of the Third Mainland Bridge rehabilitation. So it means that this time you cannot pass through that area. So maybe the Ikorodu Road, the Yaba, you can use that one to get to the island. And then, of course, the Bagada Phase 2 by Sunday Oguyade road really free there. So if your destination is not through the Third Mainland Bridge, then you have a good journey. Then there is the Corona School by Anthony. Yes, just by Corona School. Everywhere is cold. The William Street by Fakok Bagada is also free. So all these access are free. Remember, you can be a part of the show. The number is 009-9120-777. Just to rush through the remaining other sports stories, and then go for the first half break before we come back for the second half of the show. So, and Jimmy, tell us quickly, the Australian Open starting very soon.
Starting tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, yes.
Yeah.
And then you have the Novak Djokovic aiming for yet another extension for the Australian Open title. Is it possible?
I don't think there's anyone that can stop him at this point. I think he's well rested. I think he was so smart in picking the pre-tournament he plays in, that the United Cup, like a national team cup, although Serbia did not win. So the responsibility was evenly shared among the players that were available in the Serbian national team. And when they were knocked out, he refused to pick up even a charity game. So he's well rested for this one. Having said this as well, you look at those who could be the obstructions, the stumbling block on his way. Carlos Alcaraz have not been impressive. The world number 2 has not been convincing so far. Dominic Thiem, Alexander Zverev, they've proven to be good opposition, but not worthy to lace the shoe of this man called Novak Djokovic. I think the coast is clear for him. However, you know what we say about upset and surprise and all of that. And who knows, maybe some of these players are also being pretentious. They are also conserving their energy for the best. Maybe that's why we've not seen the best of them as well. But at his best, in Australian Open, I don't think there's anyone that can stop him. I would have loved to see Nadal. However, Nadal is injured and is left Belgium back to Spain to continue his recovery from his hip injury. So it's so painful, and it's looking like we may not see him play the Australian Open anymore, talking about Rafael Nadal. And so, supposing he's available for this one, if it's world number 699 or something, it still
doesn't matter. The rivalry is still there and it's strong.
I mean, if a Nadal is still there, and you could see that Djokovic is still winning, there is this thing, the baby in him will always want to fight more. Yeah, so but the fact that it's not there, I think the coast is clear for Djokovic.
All right, coast is clear for Djokovic. That's for the men's singles. The women's singles?
There's
no Serena Williams, so
first, I think I'll be looking out for Naomi Osaka.
Raducanu.
Emma Raducanu, no. Why? Because she's still struggling with a wrist injury. She pulled out of 3 charity cup, one against Naomi and one against this woman that just gave birth as well, Osaka. Yeah. I said I'll be looking out for Coco Gauff, no Naomi Osaka.
I think Coco was number 2. Mental wise.
I mean, she's won
emotion wise
games.
I think she's on top.
She's on top
ahead of Naomi Osaka, because
Naomi Osaka is just turning. I mean,
yes, and Naomi still has to think about her baby.
Yeah, she gave birth in July, and now, although you need to see the way she now plays, you need to see the way she addresses the
She has
press.
more hunger, yeah?
She's more matured. I mean, Osaka before does not like to talk to the public. Now
she feels more hunger, shows more resilience.
And all of that. And the fact that she's a 3 or 4 times Grand Slam winner, let's not also take that away. But then there's also the world #1 in the female category, and that will also be a big factor.
Just quickly, the NBA, we have games coming up tomorrow, a lot of them coming up, you know, the early hours of tomorrow, talking about 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 1:30, Celtics and Rockets, Hawks and Wizards, Grizzlies versus New York Knicks, there is Bucks and the Golden State Warriors, there is Thunder and Magic, there is Mavericks and New Orleans Pelicans, there is
I would have loved
San Antonio Spurs.
I would have said there will be
Chicago
fire. When I mean fire, I mean it up between Bucks and Golden State Warriors. However, Draymond Green, I think, is still suspended.
Giannis Nko.
No, I'm not looking at. I'm not even looking out for the pointers. I mean, you know, Giannis will deliver, Curry will deliver. They are big boys. I'm talking of the fight. I'm looking out for someone that would have been a pin in the neck of a certain Giannis. Someone who will not just be like a guard in the game. Someone who can frustrate you and make you miss your target. Who can, you know, dip his hand into your brain if there's anything like that and just make you unsettled and all of that. Draymond Green is not there. It would just be a direct battle of the best pointers and not direct battle of someone who has a mental advantage than the other.
Well, just to finalize this fixture, just to finish it now, Spurs and Chicago Bulls, Utah Jazz, and LA Lakers. There's Denver Nuggets. This Denver Nuggets, though, this Jokic, that guy, that beast of a guy. If he's not there, they are finished.
Yeah,
they played Indiana Pacers. Anyways,
maybe Pacers just forget. I think they can't stop. They can't stop.
It's going to sweep them, yeah, right?
Yeah, it's a sweep off. All
right, going straight for our break now. When we come back, we'll talk everything football, the English Premier League, and of course there is the Christopher Nkunku story. Another injury setback. It's been 10 days that he can't train with Chelsea, and Mauricio Pochettino is really concerned.
I think we also question the credibility of these scouts in Chelsea. I mean, they're
buy a lot of injured players these days.
Yeah,
I don't know. You get money, you're going to waste time on injured players.
They've been buying a lot of irresponsible players, and they are spending a lot.
And when they fight to get these players,
yeah, they are messiahs.
Side.
I mean, maybe.
Anyways, going on the break, we'll come back in a few seconds. All right. Welcome back to the show. Still Sports Trip on Lagos Traffic 96.1, the Family Check Traffic Update again, and we'll go straight to what we have in football. There is Premier League matches, 2 matches coming up today, and match week 21. They're going to spread it all the way to next weekend because of the FA Cup and the Carling Cup in between for midweek actions. But the traffic updates now, same traffic update that we read a couple of minutes ago, and that, of course, the update from Mile 12 from Odogun, Ajegunle, Thomas Irawo, Weybridge, Owode Onirin, Owode Lede, Mile 12 to Ajelogo in and out. Mile 12 to Kosofe is good to go. From Kosofe, Mile 12, Owode Lede, Owode Onirin, Weybridge, Irawo, Thomas, Ajegunle to Odogun, it's also good to go. For the Bariga Yanowuro, movement from road finally closed at Ifako in Yanowuro, and the road closed at Bariga in Yanowuro now because of the 3rd Mainland Bridge Road rehabilitation. And of course, for the live camera update, talking about the big screen that I'm looking at right now, the roads are free. The Obafemi Awolowo Way by Allen Junction free. This one, Agboyi Road by Celestia is free. Yes, free movement. New garage in was Maryland bus stop. In and out is free. Yes, Janoworo. So I'm looking at the block. Both are free there. The testing ground axis of Obafemi Awolowo Way is also free. There is the Bagada Phase 2 by Sunday Ogunyade, also free. So these roads are free, basically. So it means that You need to take it easy. Yes, please take it easy. You cannot drive beyond specified speed limit. Okay, there are other road users you need to take it easy with. You cannot inconvenience road users. All right, 0809 9120777. So sports trip on Lagos Traffic 96.1 FM. Straight now to football. I will start with AFCON, African Cup of Nations, Cote d'Ivoire versus their opponents. Who are their opponents? So I ask a question. Who are the opponents of Cote d'Ivoire?
What do I get? Guinea-Bissau.
Oh, you do not allow me finish now. Let me take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm quickly on this closing of this mainland. Why can't they be consistent? They told us 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Now there is a traffic from that point in Lubiri talking to us, boss. Because many people did not hear that it's going to be 1 o'clock or 1 p.m. We are all on our own way. Please, why can't they be consistent?
Well,
if it is 12 p.m., let us be 12 p.m. If it is 12 p.m. in the afternoon, let us know it's 12 p.m.
All right, thank you for your contribution.
I hope people are organizing this and listening. They are listening.
Yes, I'm sure. Thank you for your contribution.
Please let us know whether it is only Saturday and Sunday that is 1 p.m. or it is now changed to 1 p.m. So that we won't waste our time. We are going to spend another 30 minutes here.
All right, thank you. I will. They are listening. All right. Well, speaking of that, jingle was played several times. I mean, the notification was put out there for several days. As a matter of fact, I believe it's more than a week that was played right here, and I'm sure other platforms too, Twitter and X, and other social media platform. Everything was put out there. Notification for you people to know. No disrespect. As you have rightly said, some people did not know. Not that it was not put out there. All right. And also traffic managers, they listened, they heard what you have said, and are going to sort you out wherever you are. That will be sorted. All right. Thank you for putting it out there, Mr. Adegboye, if I got the name correctly. All right. Still listening to Sports Trip, Jimmy, Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau. Let's just talk about the tournament now before we move on to the next one. Ivory Coast hosting Guinea-Bissau. Is it going to be like a regular African? But before we go straight, let's go for this break. This is a very short break, and I will ask you this question, Jimmy. Quickly get this out there. The just clarification has just been made concerning the last caller, what he complained about. Now, the road closure, as I've just been informed, is that the closure will be every day. If you're coming from the island to the mainland, it's from 1 p.m. to 12 midnight. From mainland to the island, it's from
1 p.m. to 12 a.m.
12 a.m. So that's how it is. And for how long until the road rehabilitation is completed? That is for that long. Okay. Just to put it out there again, the closure will be for every day until the road rehabilitation is completed. And if you are coming from the island to the mainland, it's from 1 p.m. to 12 a.m. From mainland to the island is same time. All right. Thank you for your patience. And yes, for your patience. That's how I'm going to put it. Okay. Jimmy?
Yeah.
Division scope.
Yeah, I think this would have been one of the best Nations Cups if things were actually put in place, particularly with the national teams. So they have their full squad from the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the Senegalese to the Egyptians. Looks like a tournament that, and I also think that it's a tournament that suits more of the North Africans. They've not had injury crisis. The Moroccans have been very quiet and have a full squad. Tunisians have been very quiet
before the World Cup, and they showed us
full squad. The Egyptians, Trezeguet, Salah, these guys are available.
They know the shouts.
And have a full squad. The Algerians, Soleimani, Mahrez, all of them are in the team, fully fit, full squad, no injury crisis.
So
I think
can we say the North Africans might just have it?
I think so. The West African teams are the one having injury crisis. From Cote d'Ivoire to Senegal to Nigeria to Ghana. These are the big boys in West Africa, and these are the guys suffering this injury crisis. So it's telling you one thing. Maybe it's a tournament that will probably be won by the North African teams. But hey, we've seen lots of things happen. Nigeria in 2013 went with arguably the worst team in the history of the national team. However, they came back with the best trophy in the history of the national
team. What are our chances?
Super Eagles? I don't know. Should I be patriotic or sound like an analyst?
From your heart, bro.
Okay, so if I'm to say this, I think Nigeria will not go beyond the quarterfinals. 2 reasons. Injury crisis. 3, second, you say Pesero crisis. Because
of the time we don't have, we'll discuss the Jose Pesero crisis in the evening on Spotlight. Okay, Ivory Coast will play the first game of the tournament at 9 p.m. today against Guinea-Bissau. Ivory Coast are the host, so
I must see them like they perform.
That's the opening ceremony. And then Nigeria tomorrow will play their group opener against Equatorial Guinea. They're also in Group A alongside Ivory Coast, Guinea-Bissau, and of course Equatorial Guinea. Also tomorrow we'll see Egypt and Mozambique, Ghana, Cape Verde. So these 3 matches will come up tomorrow. Nigeria's game is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, and then Egypt 6 o'clock, Ghana and Cape Verde at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Jimmy.
Yeah, I think the Egyptians are good to go. I think the Ghanaians will also defeat Cape Verde. Like we said, there are still winners in football. You only need to put them in their place. And I think
that if you know that you need to put them in their place, otherwise they'll shook hand for your eyes.
Don't be the one way Nigeria
go disrespect you.
It's not the same Nigeria that go and play Guinea in Dubai and we lost 2-0. So look at all of that.
It's 2-1.
Is it 2-1? It's 2-0 now. Against 2-0. Moses missed the penalty.
So now, no good for anybody. Who should?
I'm on a Guinea not good. In all of this, we don't know how fit Kelechi in a choice.
And he was struggling.
Terry Murphy will join the team on Sunday. We don't even know when they will release Polono Achu, who is replacing Sade Koma. And he scored a day before.
That's a big distraction, you know that, right?
Now, yeah, we did. So basically, Gary, in that team, of the 25-man squad, let's just say we have 20 players. There's also speculation.
20 seconds, Jimmy.
Osimhen is not fully fit. Speculation.
In 20 seconds, let's run through the matches to come today. Chelsea, Fulham, Newcastle, Man City, the Premier League matches today. Tomorrow, still today, in French Ligue 1, Monaco, Reims and Nice. In the Bundesliga, it is Darmstadt, Dortmund, Augsburg and Bayer Leverkusen. FC Cologne, Heidenheim. There is Freiburg and Union Berlin. There is Mainz and Wolfsburg, of course, RB Leipzig and Frankfurt. In Syria, Monza and Inter Milan. That will be the final game of today. Verona and Empoli, Napoli and Salernitana. There is Genoa and Torino. In the La Liga, there is Las Palmas and Villarreal, Mallorca and Celta Vigo, Athletic Bilbao and Real Sociedad, Betis and Granada.
The biggest game is the El Clasico, the Spanish Super Cup final between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Real Madrid won 5-3 in their last game in the semi-final. Barcelona also scaled through 2-1. I'll be looking out for what the result of the El Clasico will be. I think Madrid will take this one, and I won't be surprised if they won by wide margin.
All right, this is what we say. Thank you for being a part of the show. So we'll draw our curtain. Yeah. spot trip cutting.
Yeah. Watch out for your Pessoa's crisis in the evening.
Okay, I hope that we don't have that crisis in real life in the tournament. Anyways, my name is Darry Johnson. Jimmy, thank you for being a part of the show.
Gracias.
We'll be back this evening 6:30 to 7 p.m. for Sportland. Good afternoon and God bless you.
Through the nooks and crannies of Lagos and beyond with ease. You're right on time with us. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Your driving companion.